When Mia and Daniel found the house, it felt like a dream come true. A charmer, fixer-upper on the edge of a quiet town, complete with a wraparound porch and a big backyard. The price was shockingly low, but the seller explained that it had been sitting vacant for years. Just needs a little TLC, he assured them. They moved in excitedly, spending the first few weeks tearing up old carpets, painting walls, and unpacking boxes. It wasn't until they settled in that they noticed strange things happening. At first, it was subtle. A set of tools Daniel had left in the garage seemed to go missing, only to reappear days later in the kitchen. Mia thought she heard footsteps upstairs while she was in the basement, but Daniel brushed it off as the house settling. They both noticed food disappearing, a loaf of bread, a block of cheese, but they blamed it on the exhaustion and forgetfulness. One evening, Mia was doing laundry in the basement when she noticed something odd. The old vent cover on the far wall was slightly ajar. Curious, she crouched down and peeked inside. A draft of cold air hit her face, and she realized the vent led into a hidden crawl space. The discovery unsettled her, but she told herself it was probably part of the old HVAC system. Things escalated the night Daniel found muddy footprints in the hallway. They led from the basement door to the kitchen, but stopped abruptly at the back door, which was locked. They searched the entire house, but no one was there. The couple decided to install new locks the next day. While replacing the lock on the basement door, Daniel noticed something strange. The door frame had deep gouges, as if it had been forced open repeatedly over time. His stomach churned. "Maybe an animal got in before we moved here," he muttered, but his voice didn't sound convinced. That night, Mia woke up to the sound of a door creaking. She shook Daniel awake, and together they crept through the house, armed with a flashlight and a wrench. When they reached the basement, they noticed the vent cover was completely removed. Inside, a narrow crawl space extended further than they could see. They called the police, who arrived within minutes. The officers entered the crawl space and emerged with chilling news. There were clear signs that someone had been living there. A makeshift bed, empty food containers, and even a small knife were found, but the person was gone. The police conducted a full search of the property and discovered a hidden access point behind a loose panel in the garage. It led directly into the crawl space. The seller later admitted the house had a history. Several squatters have been found there over the years, but he thought the issue was resolved. Mia and Daniel tried to stay, but the paranoia consumed them. They jumped at every sound, checked the locks obsessively, and couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Less than 3 months after moving in, they sold the house at a loss and left the town for good. But every now and then, Mia wakes up at night, certain she hears faint footsteps just beyond the bedroom door.